Evening, everyone. This is the Ayer Conservation Commission meeting. It is Thursday, February 22nd, 2024. Commissioners in attendance this evening: Jeremiah as member, George Bacon as member, Jessica Gugino, member clerk, Mark Phillips, vice chair, myself, John Schmellenberger as chair, Heather Hampson as our conservation agent. Confirmation of agenda?
Agenda's all set, no changes.
No changes. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as written?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Passes unanimously. Approval of the meeting minutes for February 8th, 2024. Any changes? Please tell me there are some changes.
Federal before EPA, does it just stay like lowercase? I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, because it's not federal EPA.
Yeah, it's not like
title.
FEMA, right?
Yeah,
So-
I just wanted to make sure it was that EPA as opposed to the local.
Okay.
Do you have a thought on that?
Yeah, I think that's right.
The small f?
Yeah.
Small. Okay. Yeah, just like I said, just
Yeah.
looked odd.
Yeah.
Nothing else?
Not that I saw.
Motion to approve the meeting minutes for February 8th, 2024 as written.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Passes unanimously. And this is the time in our meeting for public input. If there's anyone not on the agenda who has a comment or question, now's the time.
Crickets.
Hearing no one, we will move on. Our first item is the public hearing, notice of intent, DEP file to be determined, I'm assuming. We will open this under the Wetland Protection Act and under the Air Wetlands by Aho Development Corporation for a construction of a single-family residential dwelling within the 100-year floodplain with approximately 3,160 square feet of alteration. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good.
You state your name, please, for the records.
Brandon Ducharme with David E. Ross, here tonight on behalf of Aho Development. So we filed a notice of intent for work within bordering land subject to flooding. And since we originally filed the plan, I do already have one plan change that I'm going to talk about tonight, but what I'll do is obviously present the project, go over the resource areas, and then, as you said, we still don't have a DEP file number, so ultimately we'll be continuing the hearing. But just to kind of go over this is what we're calling Lot 3 on 3rd Street. East Street kind of comes down. It meets 3rd Street, which heads down this right away. We've got Grove Pond here in the back of the lot. The limits of the lot are shown in pink here. And the topography comes up sharply from Grove Pond, and you can see this green kind of indicates there's a thin bordering vegetated wetland along the border of the pond. We show the 25-foot wetland offset along with the 50-foot offset, and then in orange here is the limit of the 100-foot buffer zone. And in terms of our filing, the other resource area that we have on the site is 100-year floodplain, which is denoted with this dotted blue line that kind of comes up through the site there. And as I said, the topography goes up, and as you look at the elevation change, it's about a 10-foot change to what FEMA has mapped as the limit of the 100-year frequency storm event. So as we look at that in terms of the Wetland Protection Act, it is considered bordering lands up to flooding.
Do you want to prop that on here?
Yeah, that would be great. Yep. Perfect. So as we look at that, it's really, as we look at our project, is any land within that area that we're displacing what would be an area that would contribute to the storage of that 100-year storm event. We're looking to compensate for that through compensatory flood storage calculations. First of all, just what we're proposing, we're looking at a 4-bedroom house here outside of the buffer zone. There's a short driveway that'll come out onto 3rd Street here. one of the changes is in filing this, this entire area is within a Zone 2 aquifer recharge. So as such, under the town's local bylaws, we're required to do a stormwater permit. So what we've added to the plan that wasn't in the initial package is we've provided for drainage, and we've analyzed the site in terms of the 10, 20, and 100-year storm event under the guise that essentially that we're not going to increase the rate of runoff or the volume from our site. So what we've done is we've actually proposed subsurface infiltration using plastic chambers that basically get encased in crushed stone. And in this area, really the only place we could put it also clips, the outer foot of that 100-year floodplain. So you can see there'll be roof leaders that'll pick up all the runoff from the impervious surfaces. It'll go to that subsurface. And again, when you look at trying to attenuate for the 100-year storm event, it also required that we have area drain, which is essentially, it's within a landscaped area, but it's a catch basin that will pick up any of that through drainage that's coming across the site, and it'll pick that up and infiltrate that directly within that subsurface area as well. We did some soil test pits out there because there's some standards that we need to meet for that. Obviously, the infiltration area needs to be 2 feet above estimated seasonal high groundwater, as well as we need to get an idea of what the soils are out there. When we did soil test pits, it's beautiful sand, clean sand. So we were able to accommodate that. One of the other unique features of the site is the municipal sewer, actually, that kind of comes, through 3rd Street, comes down through here. There's an existing sewer line that runs right through the middle of the property here. So again, working with the town as part of this project, we're actually going to put an easement on that, because as it is now, there's no easement for the town for that area. And then this house would tie directly into that sewer that runs right through the backyard. So in terms of the compensatory storage, as I said, this limit of the floodplain is about 10 feet higher, and we're really talking about the upper or the last 2 feet of storage during that 100-year storm event. So, the likelihood of the flooding being up this high is obviously not as significant as if we were closer to the water body or in lower elevation. That said, there's a high part of the site here. It's kind of a little knob. So what we've proposed is to essentially carve into there, lower that grade by a couple of feet. We're on, where this is a knob and we're excavating this side of it, it will serve as a berm, so the topography actually will direct any flow this way, not directly towards the wetland. But what we've done is we've looked at each stage or every foot of that flood elevation, and we've compensated for each foot stage level that was filled, and that's kind of what's provided in this table. And as you kind of look at the elevations, from elevation 224.8, which is the lowest elevation that we're filling, to 225, we give a cubic feet of area filled versus what we're providing, and then that kind of gives a net there. As you look at, once the compensatory flood storage area is constructed, we actually are adding flood storage to the site. We'll end up with an additional 650 feet roughly of additional storage of floodplain on the site.
Can I ask for you to explain again? I didn't get it. Why are you excavating on that knob?
So when you look at compensatory flood storage, the critical things are, number one, we need a hydraulic connection to the floodplain, because these are flood waters that are going up, so we can't, excavate a lower hole outside of it, because the flood waters will never get to it.
Yep.
And then what we need to do is, let's let's just say, we're filling between elevation 226 and 227, we have to find an area on the site that we can provide that same elevation. So as you look at what the topography is on the site and you identify this is really the area that allows us to access that flood elevation, or that elevation where we can match that from the filled area to the excavated area.
So
And again, it's at the discretion of the commission. Like if the commission felt as though, we're so far out, we're in the upper reaches that, it's not going to be a detriment to, cause flooding somewhere else, you don't always have to do the compensatory flood storage. In this case, we've got an area that we can provide it. We figure, we may as well, provide for that.
So can you just point out exactly where the area you're filling is that's in the floodplain already?
Yep. So again, this is the 100-foot buffer zone.
Right.
This dotted line is,
Okay.
and what delineates that is that's the elevation of the site where we have elevation 226.9, which
Yeah.
is what is essentially what happens is FEMA, they actually run stormwater analysis on this, and they'll run those storm events and calculate, what the potential elevation that these floodwaters could get to. So
Okay.
based on that mapping and the fact that we have real elevations, once we do our topo, we can transpose that elevation onto this plan. So as you look at this dotted line, so everything in here would be below that elevation. So as you kind of look at the limit of our grading, it's kind of right along here that we're filling into that area. So if you kind of reverse that, this is the existing floodplain. So now we're carving outside of it and creating an area equal, or it's a little bit greater in volume than what we filled.
So I guess after you build the house, let's say,
Yeah.
and do this, essentially the blue dot is going to end up kind of making it
Exactly.
go basically like this, but it will come way down here instead. Instead of following this line, it's going to go over this way.
Gotcha.
So the storage that's no longer here is just being replaced with storage in this area.
Yeah.
How many trees are affected by that?
Wasn't this not pretty treed, I thought, if I'm not mistaken? Pretty well
So
treed?
it's open through where the sewer runs through.
Yeah.
It is wooded to some degree. I can't say exactly, there's 13 trees or 10 trees, I'm not sure, but I can certainly do a walk through there and kind of get an idea for the commission next time, how many trees we're talking. Kind of give an idea of the size too, like whether they're saplings or larger trees.
We'll probably do a site walk, so we can.
Yep.
You can
I remember from when we went out with, where's the
Yeah.
engineer's name?
Matt?
Matt, when we went out with Matt, and the other
Yeah,
thing.
for the rain biotension garden that they're putting in the
Some
side.
older stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were the changes?
So really, the only thing is
Just
the
adding
addition
that.
of the drainage.
Okay.
Yeah. So this would technically be exempt under the Wetland Protection Act, but given that Town of Ayer has that bylaw, we need to provide and meet the stormwater requirements.
Commissioners have questions at this point in time?
Like to see the area. Would like to see it.
Oh, yeah. Heather?
No, my only question was in regards to the stormwater permit, because when I asked, Charlie, the building commissioner was already left for the day, and I guess he hadn't made his decision from what I could tell yet. I asked the town planner, Danny Reeves, if he had known, and he didn't know yet, so I was just wondering, that was my only question, was if it was gonna have to have a stormwater permit on site, because if it does, then that'll go through the whole process through the planning board as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so, and that's why it's kind of a late change, and I apologize. So we filed that application today.
Okay, good.
Or actually, I'm sorry, it'll be filed
For
tomorrow, right?
okay.
so-
Yeah, it's one of those things, that was just an outstanding question that I had, that was still wondering, I think, about in the building, is whether it was gonna need a stormwater permit or not, so.
Yeah.
And if it was gonna be a major or minor permit.
You're hoping to start this project in the spring?
Yeah, I mean, they're hoping to get started, in the spring, yep.
Now, the other two lots, I believe, already have their building permits pulled on those.
Yeah, so there's 3 lots, and they're actually have begun work on this, and that's when that stormwater permit came up, which has kind of put things on hold here a little bit, so we're trying to get that through the planning board now.
Anything else? So would like to set up a site walk, come out, take a look. If it's gonna be this coming Saturday, it's gonna have to be very early for me to attend. I've gotta leave at 9:30 to go to a funeral service. So it's either gonna be early or without me or another day.
The following Saturday, but we would want to just have the area where the compensatory,
You'd want everything marked, you'd want to have that
Mhm.
marked on site, yeah.
yeah.
The following Saturday, the second, that one I won't be able to make because I have the conference on that Saturday.
That's right, yeah.
You can do it early on Saturday, I'm good with that.
Well, could it be staked by then?
Could it be staked by Saturday?
That's a good question. Yeah, we should be able to get that, and what I'll do is I'll go talk to the survey department tomorrow if I could. Let's plan on that, and I'll let you know tomorrow morning.
Sounds good.
Okay.
John, I think we might have an abutter here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I just wanted to listen on what was going on, that's all. Then there's a very wooded area. It's a
yeah.
nice spot over it. It's not like
Yeah.
a couple trees, so.
No, I remember it being quite,
Substantial, so.
yeah.
Did you have any other comments or questions?
No, no, I'm good. I actually wasn't sure if it was, that was a lot they were talking about.
Did you want to see?
Well, yeah, I
Sorry.
didn't wanna-
Kind of look at the back of the board.
I was trying to follow along. So let's see.
8:30? Would that be good? You have to leave at
Oh,
9:30?
30.
I have to be out the door at 9:30,
8:30 would
and I
be,
gotta get dressed.
8:30
This is where the
or-
big bridge, and this is the
Yeah,
corner.
the bridge is.
We can do 8 o'clock.
Oh, okay, so we're talking about over here.
So you're
Hmm?
not rushed?
Yeah.
Would Sunday be better for you, so you're not
Third
rushed?
Street.
Comes all the way around.
Yeah.
If people wanna come out
So
on
this,
Sunday.
are you talking about this part over here?
Yeah, there's
It's
one.
a little later because we really
Oh,
cold in
okay.
the morning.
but they might,
Yeah, I know
might.
it's,
Well,
yeah.
just gonna stake it, does he need to
Just
be
kind
there?
of downgraded.
Yeah.
So you want
The
to,
hydrant right there.
yeah,
just-
and you want to excavate over here just to make the.
I'm fine with
plan.
8 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
8 o'clock
Because you were up early for the electrician though, right?
Volume standpoint.
6:30 on
If we're gonna
Saturday.
displace, let's say, 20
8 o'clock.
gallons.
Can we do it?
We need to
Do not
provide
give you enough
a
time?
20-gallon
Okay.
bucket to put it in.
Okay.
I'll just leave when I have to.
Shouldn't be a long,
And this is what you're working on right now, right?
shouldn't be a long
They're
thing.
working-
I wouldn't think so.
So,
Oh.
so this one's still.
This one is still all wooded, okay,
Yeah.
all right. And so this is what you're working on right here. Wow. Okay, good, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Would it be
Yeah.
possible to come out on Saturday at 8 o'clock?
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, one question I know I want to ask on site would be where the compensatory area is, would there still be a vegetated buffer between that area and the pond?
So I think, yeah, if we could have that and maybe a stakes for the limit of clearing, if there is gonna be one. Is that obviously gonna be the erosion control line?
Yeah, this would be the erosion
Okay.
control line, so we can,
Just a couple, just markers for that.
yeah, sure.
But would there, do you think there'd still be vegetated, like trees or shrubs between that and
Yeah, so-
the pond?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everywhere
Okay.
beyond that limit of work, that erosion control is going to remain vegetated.
Okay.
So-
Yeah, where's the bridge?
The bridge is all the way down.
Over there.
down here.
Got it.
So that spot that you see from the pink line going over to where Marshall Street is, I believe that's the area in which the DPW is doing their
Yeah,
fire retention basin.
yeah.
Because I remember that sewer line being an issue.
And what's the extent of the backyard grading by the house? Is any of that going to change in the buffer zone?
You're
So,
not going beyond that.
yeah, this is the buffer zone here, and like in the backyard, the limit of work is just beyond,
It's
so it's
gonna
not
be
really
the
not
same.
gonna,
Yeah.
in order to stay out of the buffer zone, not much in the backyard, yeah.
Anything else? Motion to continue the public hearing, notice of intent, DEP file number 2 be determined, lot number 3, 3rd Street, until our next meeting, which will be
14th.
the 14th of March.
Is this a
It's March
3-week?
already.
Is this 3-week break? Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. No, is it?
Yeah. 14 days in March. We have one more week of February.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Why is it 3 weeks?
Because
Who
four
did that?
times a year,
Okay. March.
Yep. 1.
12 months.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much. Yep.
No, it's just
So,
2.
anyway, motion
three.
to continue
Today's the
until
22nd.
March 14th.
Just 2, 3.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
I
Opposed, nay. We will
So the 29th
continue
is
on
one
March
week,
14th.
so the
And see you on Saturday morning.
Saturday morning, bright and early.
Great.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah, 3. Okay, there's 2 it's in between. That's 2. 3. Wow. All right. I need to go home and go to bed.
All right, our next item this evening is a public hearing, notice of intent, which we will, under the Ayer Wetlands Bylaw
Yep, just only.
regulation
I had
at
so much
42
trouble
Park
writing these
Street. No DEP file number,
No, because there isn't one.
because we don't need one.
No, I had a lot of difficulties
Oh.
writing this.
I'll bet.
Making sure I was doing it all right.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, we did
good
it.
evening.
It was
Good evening.
How are you doing?
How are you?
All right, thank you. All right, so run us through it.
So, just for the record, Justin and Claire McCarty Engineering.
Allie Goldenack, owner of 42 Park Street.
Yeah, officially. So,
It's official now.
Yes,
All
thank you.
right, good.
between the meetings and the site walk, it seemed that the commission was good with the project, the scope of the work, what was being proposed. The commission just wanted the local notice of intent so you guys could issue an official permit. So with that, what's in front of you is an NOI package that we submitted. Include the cover letter, the WPA form that does have a number because it's local. The full drainage analysis was submitted and a full set of site plans was submitted. The drainage analysis and the set of site plans that was submitted is the one that was approved by the planning board as part of the site plan review and the stormwater permit. The only change with these plans that you guys got was I add the buffer zones. Just,
You did what?
I add the buffer zones.
Okay.
Yep,
Yeah.
but scope, notes, everything's the same. So I believe the commission should be good with that. And then based on what we talked about between the meetings and the site walk regarding conditions, we're amenable to pretty much, I think everything that we had talked about was within reason. I know, and we can discuss some removal of invasive species, the erosion control, the straw wall silt fence will be implemented. The maintenance and inspection of it will be taken care of under the stormwater permit, but we can easily have a second copy submitted to Heather so she can have it as well, instead of having to go to DPW, try and get it.
Yep.
So if there's any outstanding questions with the commission, I can definitely answer them.
Commissioners have questions.
Were we asking for any plantings?
So I reviewed the landscaping plan this afternoon with the town engineer, just the town planner, just to make sure I had it right. And in that plan, it did list, I think it was 3 or 5 trees on site, along with multiple trees.
Shrubs, perennials,
And then,
there's a
and
mix.
then, screening between the property and the abutting properties first with shrubs. The only place that didn't have any besides just lawn was the back of the property. It's just shown as being lawn. If the commission wanted to, that's the only thing I could think of.
Down by the drain.
Down by the drain, and
Yeah.
I don't know what would be amenable for that. So, I mean, something probably would be more amenable to a wetter area, but that's the only place that I could see, because with the putting a tree on the front, along the back, to the side, going towards Brook Street, that side, and then everything else, shrubbery and stuff between the two lots and the other. So it would just literally just be the back. It would be the only place that just doesn't have any additional plantings, just stating lawn. The rest of it, there was quite a bit extensive planting plan approved by the planning board. So that was the only place I could think of. If you wanted to add anything, would be there.
Was there anything about the dumpster area?
That's what it is. So the dumpster area, that's where the screening and everything stopped. and then from there back to where the railroad tracks
Yeah.
are, where there's nothing really
So
planned there.
pretty much, the landscaping plan is part of the architectural set.
Yeah, it's the
but-
architectural set, so
So from here,
Yeah.
there wasn't screening because there's nothing to
screen.
screen, because you have the railroad.
Railroad tracks, yeah, it's just proposed to be lawn at this time.
Yeah, so it'd be a loam and seed. If the other thing is you do have the sewer easement here. So ideally DPW engineering wouldn't want anything
Yeah, you wouldn't want to put.
significant
trees, yeah.
planted there. So it kind of
Yeah, that's what I'm
eliminates the
saying.
ideas of trees or something.
Yeah,
back
so that's
there.
what I'm saying, it's up to the commission if they want to put something, but yeah, the sewer easement is, so whether
Because when I originally looked at with the architect that did the landscape plan, I'm like, shouldn't we put no easement? It's not a hat.
yeah.
And no DPW anywhere likes to deal with trees.
Yep.
And it's still green space, it's not like you're cementing
Yeah,
over.
exactly. And it will be loam seeded in where that is.
Yeah, and
that
it-
would be maintained as grass, so you wouldn't, I don't want to say definitely, because obviously invasive species are a pain, but with it being maintained, there's less of a chance for invasive species to come back in.
Right. And how large is that area? Approximately square feet?
The grassy area?
Yeah, the grass seed area.
Don't you go from 0.34 acres of grass existing to 0.21 acres of grass?
Yes. Yep.
So it's less.
Yeah, and that's mainly the parking field and the building.
Okay.
So it's the grass area that you're losing. You are losing some of that in the back, where we had come on site where that driveway came in.
Yep.
We're a little bit beyond that, but the majority of it is on the back side of the house where the addition is. And like I said, a little bit for the parking field, a little bit for the drive aisle.
Yep.
So that area is more or less gonna stay the same. It'll just be cleaned up.
Okay.
Could you do some replication of the current sheen of oil that has?
I mean, I'd prefer not to, but if the commission wants. Regarding the adjacent property, obviously it's not anything we can
I know.
control. No, but
But you're adding in stormwater features.
yeah, we're trying to
help.
at least better in our side, which will hopefully overall mitigate any issues that are there.
Yeah.
Like headlines.
Fingers
Commission
crossed.
wants oil spill.
Commission wants
Yours
oil
probably,
spill.
then they'll want to continue on their path, that's the hope.
Hopefully, by seeing this develop, that the adjacent property will take some time and money to invest in,
Do so.
fix up their site as well.
Yep.
So,
That's the hope.
exactly.
Have any questions, George?
No.
Mark?
So where are the trees going?
Trees, I can show you on here, because I just pulled them with the planner today. So we're at the.
Yep.
So there's like one going over in here.
Yep.
There's, I think, one or two over in here.
I think there's one
Yeah.
back here. I had to have
Yeah.
him move it because he dropped it right on the manhole.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do
And
that.
then you have a bunch of shrub trees along here, along with like screening bushes here. It would
And
be
then
over.
there's screening here as well.
Yeah, pretty.
You're putting shrubs in here?
Yeah, this will be, because this is your higher.
Mhm.
So these are larger shrubs.
Okay.
That'll screen this from the Jiffy Lube
Okay.
site.
Oh, that's on, I'm sorry, that's backwards, yes.
Yeah.
That's here. Yeah, you had a tree
And
here,
you-
tree, you
yeah, we
have
have
here.
some trees and smaller plantings here. So you have.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I was just thinking of
Yeah,
like
no,
a tree
this-
or two over in this
Yeah,
area. or
it's
something.
all,
Yeah,
yeah,
this is all
it's all
screened.
screened here.
Okay.
There's things here, things here. The only place is it's back in here, and that's
Yep.
because
Yeah,
of
and
this
it's really
easement.
right here.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Okay.
But it is gonna be all lawn, and my thought was like, oh, it'd be nice if we could get some shade onto the cars in the parking lot, but yeah, the sewer easement, I'm not sure.
But
And
that
that's the big
oil sheen would help though.
Yes.
Just thinking, when you park your car, you like it to be cooler in the summertime.
Put solar panels on it.
No, those are a waste of money. Unless you're a giant site, we have them in Gardner at the hospital.
Yes, they do. Tom was telling me about that.
Any other questions?
We have signs identified in there.
What?
Conservation signs, the little.
I didn't do anything for the special conditions. I drafted the order of conditions. I had the standard, I started going through the special order of conditions. That was a challenge too, trying to pull everything out that made reference
Yeah, because in this case,
to the act. In our special conditions, list the conditions and it just, it's weird. I think I have to pull that whole part out of the special conditions, listing the conditions in the act, because those don't qualify. The condition 1 through 20, I have to pull that section out. But I didn't know what you wanted to put in for any special conditions, so I didn't put anything in there, because we don't always require the signage, so I didn't know if you needed to do that this time, or what you wanted to do.
All right.
I guess there already was in a condition for
A
as far as
couple
salt, no salt. All the alternatives for the parking area, that was conditioned from the planning board. We
Yep.
discussed that already this morning, so I didn't know what you would want to put for conditions. If you want to have the signage there, we can do that.
I think especially just because it's apartments, so you might have people moving in and out that don't know, right? Like, I'd rather have signs there, so
Sure.
whoever's there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I can have that. So we have plaques in the office that basically just say it's conservation area. They can't, no disturbance, essentially. And that would just go in the
No
back.
dumping.
no, that's, yeah.
Especially.
I mean, where the grading is, it ends right pretty much at that stream. So I hope no one's going to do anything, but yeah,
Well, you said there, I mean, there will be some grassy area.
yeah,
People love to take grass clippings and just kind of dump them wherever they want, you know, so
yeah,
just kind of be good to.
yeah. I would
Spread
assume
things
you'd
around.
have a landscaper
Oh, yeah.
on contract, so.
I'm not doing that myself.
so,
We're looking at you.
so typically, whoever the contract landscaper is would
Yeah.
handle it themselves. But
That's fine.
no, that's no issue to have some signs along the back to say, please don't ruin.
Yep.
Yeah, I can throw that
Yeah.
condition back in there. That's not a problem. I just didn't draft them because it's one of those tricky. Just trying to pull all that stuff out. I think it's the other thing I have to do. I pull out that one that just lists in the findings, the 1 through 12, 1 through 20 out of there, because that doesn't apply, and I can just add that for the signage in the back of the property. Do you have a specific number of how many you would like to have? Usually we give a number.
How wide's the property again?
Would you want to do every 20 feet maybe?
I mean, it's not very long.
No.
That I would think
Two
more
or
than
three.
3 would be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think any more than 3. I was almost
Okay.
thinking 2, but I
Oh.
just couldn't.
I'll just put no more than, you know.
Up to 3.
Up to
in cons-
3.
In consultation.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
about 130 in the back, so every
2, 3
50 feet would be
signs with
even quick math, 3.
I think 3, yeah, just do 3. Make it
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
placement. Yeah, we'll just do that. We'll do up to 3 with consultation of my replacement, so we know
Yeah.
that they're spaced out and a regulatory.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Because might even put one at the end facing the adjacent property too.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Keep your oil over there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Keep your
well,
oil
I'm just
on
thinking,
property.
as I know that property, he just has things coming and going. It's not
Yeah.
necessarily
Yeah.
that owner, it's people coming and going
Yep.
that you worry about. So we can do that. I can add that condition. That's the only, I think the only one we need to.
Do you have anything, Jen? No. Jess?
When do you plan on, have you started doing some of the inside?
So we closed on Valentine's Day, and then I applied for the permit like 2 days after, so just waiting for Charlie to review. But
So
he said we're gonna get it soon.
ASAP.
Heather? What was that?
No, I don't have anything.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the notice of intent under the area wetlands bylaws at 42 Park Street as submitted?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Passes unanimously. And Heather, you will draft the orders?
I have the order drafted. I'll draft the special order just to ensure that it meets and spells out that it's just under our bylaw.
Okay.
And then add that condition for the up to 3 signs. And that's it. I just gotta, if you read through it and any of it references it, just
No,
know it doesn't apply, and we tried.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely fine. Awesome.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, good luck.
And
Yeah.
I would just like to say thank you to the commission for the letter. That was a great help.
That was a huge help.
Good.
Really appreciate it.
Oh, one more question.
Yes.
How's your son?
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, good.
I'm officially home. I was home January 30th, so I'm still covering, helping meetings where I can, but I'm spending time with him, and some days I feel like I get my butt kicked by the 4-month-old, but it's all good.
Good, good, good.
Awesome.
Good to see you guys.
Thank you very much, guys. Have a good
Everybody else to
evening.
see it.
Let us know when you're done.
Of course.
Yeah, actually, under the bylaw, we need to get a complete.
Stop, Jess.
You know, Heather has my number, you guys my email, so when it's done, if you guys want the first tour, you guys can come and check it out.
Perfect. Can we put that in special conditions? We all get like
Yeah.
new nails?
Oh, yes, thank you. Appreciate it.
That's what I wanted to say.
Thank you.
Next, like pedicure.
Take care.
Okay, so my list of things.
What?
So we continue this,
They don't know you.
right? You continue this?
I do it with.
No, we signed it.
We just signed it.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah,
close
we
it.
signed it.
Gotta close it.
So we'll just close it.
Gotta close it, yes.
Nice.
Well, so we have to. Do we vote that?
No, we won't do
Okay.
that now.
Okay.
Is there a motion to close the public hearing, notice of intent under the air wetlands bylaws at 42 Park Street?
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Passes unanimously. All right, review 2023 Conservation Commission Annual Report.
So everyone has a copy of the report. If you want to review it, if you have any changes or you're okay with it. I don't think you need to make a official motion on it. I just wanted to spell it on there that it's fine. You don't need it,
Is that the file here?
Scrap paper for your car? Okay. Yeah. So my kids like to draw on the car sometimes. Paper, here's your receipt.
Here it is.
I just wanted to make sure everyone had a chance, because it's not due until next week, so that's why I thought I didn't have time, but I did, so we can review it and officially have it on the agenda, so no one thinks I'm hiding anything in our, I mean, it gets published anyway, but, yeah.
Anyone interested in the the second paragraph, second sentence? To edit it to say the 5-member appointed volunteer commission
Is it-
issues permits and monitors?
5-member appointed.
But volunteered.
Volunteer.
Volunteered.
Unpaid.
You don't get paid?
Listen, you haven't had an issue with it before. I didn't even change it.
We were splitting that.
Split 5 ways.
Yeah, we have to work on that maintained walking trails
Oh, yeah.
down the road.
I was in Pine Meadow a while ago, and there was, somebody's been cutting in there.
I don't know who, but I think somebody one time asked me, and I just said, "Don't, I don't know, I can't tell you." Yeah, so people go, as long as I don't know,
Yep,
I don't tell them to do it. It just gets done. Okay.
okay,
As long I tell them as long as they understand the consequences, like you're doing it at your own risk, we can't.
sure.
And then, yeah, so I don't tell anybody to do anything. They just do, and it happens. And I just assume that maybe the tree warden did it. I have no idea.
That's my assumption, but
Sometimes I have called him out, and so if they have called him directly and he's gone out and I wasn't the one that sent him, I really have no idea who does it, but I have noticed quite a few. When I go out, I'll clean some of the bigger sticks and stuff off the trails.
If they're cutting stuff, do we need to be mindful about like giving them permission if they get hurt?
That's the reason why I can't say anything.
You're just like, I didn't see it. Okay.
It's the same thing when somebody asks me if they can launch their boat off of Snake Hill Road between the two ponds. And the little narrow piece of land, I go, I didn't tell you you could. They go, okay.
I've seen people do
I'm like, I've seen people do it. I didn't tell you you could. Sounds good. Okay.
In the third bullet,
Mm-hmm.
I would pull out the last part and make it its own separate bullet.
Okay.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. I can
I
do
would-
that.
I would do that there and also under the departmental goals too.
Yes, we'll add the beavers. Yeah.
In the beaver thing, though, do you want to like also give DPW a little credit too? Like maintained with DPW?
Yes, we will.
Or in coordination with DPW or something like that?
Yeah, they do. Oh, gosh. Just,
Just kidding, DPW.
yeah, don't anger
Your
them.
family.
You like your road the way it is.
No, it's actually really bumpy and complicated.
That's not their fault, though.
Now it's gonna stay that way.
Okay, yeah, I'll add that.
Okay, just a couple little minor edits.
Mm-hmm.
For the 2 bullets on continued to treat Sandy Pine Meadow and Flanagan Ponds,
Mm-hmm.
because that's, the use of the word ponds there refers to 3 separate ponds, the P is lowercase.
Oh, okay.
Whereas if you're just referring to Sandy Pond, then it's
And this is
capital.
why my sister teaches English and I
Yeah.
did math and science.
So
Okay.
that's just those 2. And then to improve trail markers and add nature-based activities, I think there should be a hyphen between nature and based.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
So,
Oh, right there. Okay. I can do that.
didn't we have,
Hopefully I have no corrections.
didn't we have more enforcement orders than just the 2?
No.
Okay.
We had violations, but they weren't officially enforcement orders. And we had people that just said, "Oh, we think you did something. Please come in." Like it was there was an actual
Yeah, but I
formal.
would include those in there. Enforcement orders and violation notices.
Oh yeah.
Gives us a higher number too.
I mean, I think we had what one other one.
We had the dude that just dropped the trees in the pond, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that, and there,
And
Air Solar had Air Solar. I count them all in one. They had a couple,
yeah,
but I can add them all up.
I would.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause
I'll
that's-
change it because
All of that reflects
it's
work
more
that
it's
you've
more
had to do.
likely it's more like 5.
Yeah.
took brain cells.
Hmm?
I said it took brain cells, so.
Yeah, took brain cells and time.
Another thing, I
Thank
don't
you.
know if you can format these so these are centered.
Oh yeah.
Very persnickety about stuff like that.
Yeah, I can do that. No problem.
George has got something. I see his brain
Mm-hmm.
working there.
I can,
What did we forget, George?
Just up at the top, if you want to mention that the commission was formed under Chapter 40, Section 8D, Mass General Law,
Chapter of what? 46?
40, Section 8C.
8C. Okay.
that's a lowercase c, right?
Yes.
No.
No? I think it depends if it's Mass General. Yeah, if it's Mass
Yeah.
General Law, then I think it's in uppercase.
Okay.
The subsections under that are lowercase.
Yeah, subsections after under that are lowercase.
So going back to the third bullet, the manage the treatment of nuisance aquatic. So, so if you're gonna pull out the beaver to a separate bullet, then I would just expand on that and say, including the investigation of alternate methods. We talked about the
Yes,
chemi-
yeah, okay, yeah.
you know, not
I
using
will do
chemicals and
that.
stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, because I know you did a bunch of work on that, so that get some credit for it.
Okay.
And Jess, you did say the ponds thing up there in that bullet, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Lowercase p on that one too?
Yep.
yeah, yeah. Would you want to repeat the alternative treatment thing under future departmental goals, or just under what we did achievements? Because I don't think we've seen anything that's
Mm-hmm.
pursuable. for
Not yet, no. Not cost effective at this point.
the alternatives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Unless we find
Sort of.
oil somewhere and then we can strike it rich, we can do these
Yeah, a
things.
few $1 million, you know, it's a, or more. We could do
Yeah,
it.
Robert was shocked when I
You
told
could
him.
say
the-
continue to treat, comma,
Yeah, we can,
while investigating alternatives.
yeah. Because we'll keep
Something
looking
like
into
that,
that.
you know?
It's something we're gonna
Yeah.
stop. So, yeah, we can add that down there too. Technology's always changing.
Do we want to add a bullet, future departmental goals to investigate specific rites or nature prayers we could do to get more snow next winter?
No.
Or sacrifices, maybe.
Sacrifices.
Okay. Then I will make those changes. I will leave out the, I will leave out the snow.
You're very digressing really quick.
Yeah. We should probably stop.
Well, I have a long list of reports, of updates,
Okay.
so I just,
Have at it.
So basically, we've all agreed with this.
yes.
Yep.
Edited and agreed.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So that's this one. That's okay.
Here's another tree.
Oh, thank you.
Any updates?
Updates. So first thing, quick question. Jen's lovely neighbor at 70 Nashua Street would like to put a fence in their backyard. So it ends up being within the buffer. My only question to you guys, is that something that we need an RDA for, or is that something that falls under that conservation administrative approval?
It's gonna be elevated a little bit, so not to impede any critters moving through and
No, it's going, I think it's gonna go straight to the ground.
straight to the ground.
Yeah, it's for their dog, so the dog can, doesn't.
Stockade,
Chain link fence in the back.
4 foot.
It has to be under 8 feet for, without a building permit, so I don't know how tall. And then he said something like a split rail, whatever, something on the sides.
I don't know if I want to live next door to that.
It's not my decision, it's a decision of an
Just
RDA or
kidding,
not.
if they're watching this.
They might have taken you seriously.
They're gonna call me, I just didn't know, I know like sheds we allow, because it's, but this says, you know, obviously the post holes that they're gonna dig, so I
Yeah.
didn't know.
Did we make the Zolas at 69 submit for their fence? Do we remember? That was, I think, when Joanne was still here.
Yeah, probably,
Yeah. I mean, just to be
unless it was
consistent.
COVID.
Which one?
What? The Zolas, we went for their pool, but they also put in a fence, and I feel like,
Up the hill a little bit there on the left side.
yeah.
I think that was RDA.
Yeah, but that was more the pool than so much the fence, was it?
I think the fence was separate, because they put in the fence, well, yeah, later.
Hmm. Did we see the fence? Because now it doesn't ring a bell.
Never mind, there's no fence, don't worry about it.
The place on,
We're all getting old.
I know,
No, we haven't had a fence come before in a while, so I haven't seen one, so I just didn't know what the answer was on that.
So
off of Groton School Road to the pond.
yeah. We did RDA.
You remember, was it, there's a house next to the pond, and there was on the other side of that, we had something there. Can't remember if that was a fence or not, but, I mean, is it all lawn?
Yeah,
Then I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, I think I'd
I
be okay with you and approving it.
okay.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I asked if it was all lawn, I think it'd be taken out, I said no. It's clearly marked where the edge of disturbance is from the plans and everything, so it's just a matter of the fence, so I just didn't know what you wanted to do.
Does he have plans?
A company does, yes.
Does
little
it go
German-
over
just
the
for the little
property?
Australian Shepherd puppy.
I met the puppy.
God, I
The
wanna
puppy
see
is adorable.
I just want to steal the puppy.
Like,
kind?
how tall are they
I think
going?
it's like an Australian.
the
Australian
Shepherd.
Shepherd.
Is it a
Yeah.
German? I thought it was Australian.
Australian Shepherd. I asked how tall he was going, so they need a permit. They need to go to the building department for anything over 8 feet. So we're not going that tall.
On the lot line? On the...
No, he's not going to go to the lot line. Because I asked that question too. If it was going to go over to the lot line, he said no.
You said they're putting, what'd you say the back was gonna be?
So I think one was going to be a chain link fence, and the other was going to be a different kind.
Split rail, you said?
Yeah, something. I mean, enough to keep the dog in, but not be, you know, you don't want to do a chain link fence to the neighbors.
Thanks.
It's not gonna keep the dog in.
That's what I'm
Well, it'd be something that isn't, you know, might be that white vinyl or something. It just wouldn't be
Okay.
that cheap chain link fence.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the way to the front?
No, just in the back. But I will let him know that I can do the administrative approval on that one, so that's good. Thank you.
Did you go out there?
No, I didn't. I will, now that I know what we're doing.
Are
I
you
will
there,
go out
toss
there.
a few rotten eggs at,
Just come say hi.
No, I just want to go play with I just want to go play with this puppy.
Sweet.
And then I met with Robert, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. I don't know days anymore. Yesterday for about an hour to discuss several things. One of which was budget items. So we're okay with going forward. I think he's going to come to the next meeting too, with the pond treatment. Move forward with an article to request that amount. Last year we asked for 30. It'll be the 30 or 25. I did the numbers with what we have left in the account. We have gotten Waters and Wetlands proposal back. I opened it just to see what the amount was to make sure
Yeah.
if we need the article or not. There's 43,000 left in there. His bid was for 27.3. So it only leaves like 16. The first bill comes in before the start of the new fiscal year, and it's typically over 20. So we'd have to ask for something anyway. So we could go less, but Robert said we won't most likely won't have to. But if we did, it would only be 5,000 less. It would be for 25. So we ran the numbers on that. So that was fine. Jess, if you could do me a favor and send me an email in regards to what exactly we are looking for the Chapter 91 items, so he can send that question.
I sent him a long thing.
Yeah, just send
Find it again.
Yeah, if you could do that.
Send
and-
it to both you. Sam.
Yes, and then I can keep him up on that. We will hopefully have a answer for those documents. I get that email, a answer on conservation restrictions. We're working slowly on that. We have a plan done. So he's hoping to have him on the agenda for the 14th to discuss these further with you guys. The CRs, I contacted Oxbow when we were doing the budget to find out about them doing the baselines for us and other work. So I have a rough estimate from them, just quick. Robert's going to double check with town council if I have to put it out for a bid, or if I could just have them do it. So he's going to get that answer for me, so we can at least hopefully with this budget get Curly Circle done, and then with next budget we'll start with Kohler Place or something to get that going.
And the
And yeah,
Tooker.
in the Tooker, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're just working out those details, and then the sheds. We talked about that, and we're going to work out a plan. Hopefully, have that going, and hopefully have a proposal for the 14th on how to get those taken out.
Back to the conservation restrictions.
Yes.
Any of the ones that we already have baselines for?
What?
I said, any of the ones that we already have baselines for, do you know who did those baselines?
I don't know. I'd have to pull through all the CRs we have and see if we actually do have those. I think the
Kohler Place was Oxbow,
yes.
but I think it was held up by still having a watermark and
Yeah,
It was
some, yeah, some of these are
stupid.
silly, so I just gotta just verify what the issues
Yeah.
with those ones are. The reason why I just say curly circle to get it done this budget run,
Yeah.
I know that's all done, it's just the baseline that hasn't been done.
Yeah.
So I know that can be easy, and I think from what I got from Oxford real quick, it's under $1,000. I can get them out there and do it, and then it's just done, and then we can move forward and try to do another one next year. If we have more money, towards the end of the year, okay, maybe we can get a second one done and do 2 next year, but then it depends on what we need to do for beaver management.
I guess I'd make the argument that the cost of them is so low. And to be able to say that we have them all done by a common firm so
Yeah.
that they're all,
Consistent.
consistent with regards to how
Yes.
they approach things. So that we're not,
Oh,
looking at
that's-
this one's versus that one.
100%.
So, yeah.
I just need to get verification from town council. I don't have to do the request for quotes or anything, if I can just go with one.
Because if we used just like Oxbow or something, then they could be drawing on the stuff that was done, say, for an ANRAD for a property.
Yeah, which they
They could
yeah.
be using that as part of their base, or expand from there. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the hope,
Okay.
that we can get that going. So we said he's gonna be coming, hopefully, he's gonna meet with me again before the next meeting, so we can iron all these out and come to the meeting and discuss all these plans that we're going to have to address these items that we've come up multiple times from you guys.
Did I miss the baselines in the accomplishments or the plans for next year in the?
No, I didn't put it in there.
Thought so.
But I will do that. Thank you. Let's see, what else we got? We all know the MACC conference is on March 2nd. If any of you are going, I will be there, and I will raid all the tables and bring all the fun books and pamphlets and stuff home, but that's what I do.
Hey, a few years ago, they had really great, somebody was giving out plastic bags for supermarket
Yeah.
stuff, and I've been using those.
Oh,
If you see those, you know,
we have to go see Dune that night, so I can't stay for the last group, so I'm, that hour between, I'm just going around. Everything I can
think
get.
of us kindly.
I will. I mean,
See if you can get stuff to hand out at the.
One.
that's what I try to do, and I'm gonna see when I go to these tables if they have a way I can get like a bulk amount and how much it would cost for when we have these things. Same thing if like DC or has like seedlings or whatever that I can order as well, because I've already got a plan
Yeah, that'd be a good thing.
for that stuff.
For the, what's that thing called again?
Oh, the Newton Street Festival?
Newton Street Festival,
Yeah,
yes.
and then the same thing with the Devon's Earth Day event, and then Alan's doing something for the Pocket Forest 1-year anniversary as well, if we could do that. So there's that. Next Wednesday, the 28th at 6 o'clock at the library is the stormwater talk from the woman from the Blackstone Watershed Collaborative to discuss all things stormwater and helps with getting the word out to everybody, the importance of managing stormwater and participation of the stormwater utility fund. So if anyone wants to go to that, I will be there. It's fun.
Do we need to, if a lot of us are going, don't we have to
No.
announce it or something?
Nope.
We're just
You
there
mean
as
because
audience.
it's a quorum?
I thought that there was something we had to do before, if we were all gonna go to town meeting or.
Heather's shaking her head no.
Okay, then that's fine, never mind.
No, not something like that, because that's like
Something
if a group of you ended up at the library at the same time for an event that wasn't
I
part
thought it was
of town.
weird we had to do it the first time, so.
Yeah.
Or if we were at the Newton Street Festival all at once.
Yeah, it's.
I've seen several select board members there at the same time.
Well, if you only just do
They
see
had-
two, and then it's a.
And
So yeah, no, when they changed open meeting law several years ago, they took that part out. So there's that. Lori Nearing has asked for a letter of support for the next round of the water chestnut pull. Wanted to get you guys' input on that, if you wanted to do that again. I've just typically just use the same letter from the years before.
Change the date and off we go.
Okay. All right, to the pond treatment, we got that. Last Thursday, I went before the Parks Commission to get their permission. The National River Watershed Association is going to be doing invasive species control and plant native plantings for along Grove Pond at Peroni Park. Project for us. So I asked the Parks Commission for their permission to do work on their property. They are fine with that, so they will be coming before us in the next about month and a half, 2 months, probably beginning of April, end of March, for a RDA for that work.
Okay.
And one last thing, I had, when the meeting today got posted to the Facebook page, a comment came up on that about somebody asking if the town, if we could look into the invasive bittersweet that's taking over. So we can add that as an upcoming agenda item. I don't know what we need to do about that, but
Take over what?
the trees, I mean, it just chokes out everything, but I don't know, but I said I would
Like every
mention
tree
it during the
in town?
report and put it on the agenda, add it to an agenda. We have to start looking at it, probably invasive control in some aspect. I'm just not sure where it's a huge issue, but we can look into that and.
Probably almost every one of our Sierras. All of our Sierras.
Yeah, it's a nasty one.
yeah.
So,
Gonna be a problem.
and like I said, I with the conference too, maybe I can find an invasive species control company out there to gather some stuff up. And just so you know, it was mentioned on the Facebook page. I mentioned I'd bring it up, so that'll be an upcoming agenda item, probably the next, because don't have too much going on in the next week or two, next meeting or two. So Robert will be at the next meeting, and then we have the continuation of.
Is the next meeting when we look at the bids as well?
Yes.
We've only gotten the one.
Only gotten the one. I did hear from Solitude, so I resent them the RFQ, so we'll see if I hear from them. But that is it. So we'll have the continuation of 3rd Street. Robert will be here to discuss some items, the bids, and maybe some information on invasive controls. That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
Great, thank you. Any other commissioners have some updates?
Just wanted to say I liked Heather's beaver thing that just put on the internet.
Oh, yeah, wasn't that fun?
Yeah, I
That was
posted
cute.
it on the community Facebook page, and
I only saw one snarky comment.
well, somebody said using Irish Spring and something else around can also, the scent, they don't like that scent. So
Oh, nice.
actually you could, then
I said
when did it-
on the towns, it got 5 likes,
Yeah.
I think, and 2 shares. I was like, ooh, look at that, first one. So I'm gonna try to
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to do those quarterly. So again, if say another, if anyone has any ideas of what we can do, I can.
invasive,
Invasives, yeah.
you know, the jumping worms.
Okay. and-
There was just an article that came out locally, I think, from Massachusetts about, you know, and gives some suggestions of what to do.
Yeah, because if it's something that we feel like we could do, if you something you guys want to do, I could do monthly, or if you want to try, I was going to just think in my head quarterly, but if we think there's enough stuff to do monthly, I could definitely do that. I feel like as I get more used to it, they'll become more
And just do it as things,
come up.
yeah, because if, I don't think anybody's going to be out there saying, where's this month's yet? But, you know, until we
Okay.
get the thing of it. What was I just going to say?
Jumping worms?
Oh, on the beaver
Beaver, yes.
thing on the community page, somebody then wrote, you know, didn't like any interference with beaver habitat, just leave them alone. And so I just responded back, and I did give you credit for the flyer and the prepared by Heather.
Yeah.
I just said, well, the purpose, I mean, while I ideally love to leave everything beaver habitat alone, the purpose of it is, 1, to protect the trees, and 2, to protect the beavers, because otherwise people will want to trap them.
Yeah.
And trapping is trapping and killing.
Yeah. So yeah, when I got the information, there was 2 different sections of the Mass Wildlife. One was like, here's 6 steps on how to live with beavers, and one was like, protect trees. I'm like, well, there's more things. So I just pulled that off of there, but it's part of, you know,
Yeah.
learning to live with them, and part of it is, you know.
I thought it was great.
I
Thank
really
you.
liked it.
Mm.
I'm glad you shared it.
Well, I had to share it because you said we can't.
I can't
Heather
post on
can't.
I can't post on the community Facebook page. So I do it, and then people can share it to there, but I can't.
Which is what I did.
Yeah, I can't personally.
With
do
full
that.
credit.
Mm-hmm.
I prepared this. If you thought it
the
was great,
software
it's
website that Carla gave me to use, and I'm like, I don't even have these cute little cartoon things. Oh God, I like there's so many different beaver pictures. I'm like, I don't even know which ones to use, but it was fine.
So, the zoning board met last night and just the planning board is considering some changes to the zoning bylaws.
Mhm.
So they'll be holding public hearing
Yep.
March 12th. The select board will be having a hearing on it, I think. I don't know if it's a hearing or just a meeting item on the 6th, but like they're changing they want to change some of the special permit process.
Specifically.
Specifically, for the A1 and A2 residential zones, currently, if somebody wants to tear down a single family and put up a duplex, they need to get a special permit from the zoning board. And
They want to make it permitted.
they want to make it so it's automatically by right, and you just need regular building permits. So if anybody's interested in that, I won't editorialize.
Anything else? I got an email from Ms. Terdello Williams about the Pine Meadow signage and
Was she talking about Pine Meadow? Because I couldn't understand where she was talking about. 'Cause
I'm
she was
pretty
referencing
sure.
the gun club. I go, I don't know any trails around the gun club. Okay.
yeah, it was Pine Meadow.
Okay, so I'm in the process, I've got the website for the company that, the person that works at is on the Groton Trails Committee, where they use to get their blazes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be ordering those in the next probably month, so we can go out and at least start reblazing some of the trails we have.
Okay.
Current ones that are already marked that just need new markers, and then we'll go from there. So I have that company there, so.
Yeah, I responded to her and told her.
Okay, yeah, it last summer was just a wash to do anything outside.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, there's those plastic, I don't know what, they're just,
Sleeves.
yeah, I guess it's a sleeve,
Yeah, it's a
plastic
sleeve,
sleeve.
yeah, and
that
they're just-
Takashi Todd, I
Yeah.
mean, he did it, so how old are those things?
Old.
Yeah.
They're old, so
Yeah.
they should go away and then
Yeah,
have some
I'm
nice
gonna
ones
get
made.
some. Yeah, the company that he gave me, they do signage. I have another one that I like. I just gotta get a quote from them. So instead of having, and the wooden signs are cute that say like pond and then trail, but instead of having those little wooden signs, it would be a plastic square, like cube tube
Mm-hmm.
that has it written on the side. So this here, that there. And I think that's a little more permanent, but I got to get an idea of what the quote for that's going to be, because then we might be going to somebody for money on those, whereas the blazes are just like $1 each. So.
Well, Jess's neighbors are chomping at the bit to get out there and
Are they?
oh yeah.
Yeah. So,
Oh yeah, I'll be ordering them so we can at least start that process. I'll just do like 25 at a time or 50 at a time, see how many we need.
Okay.
maybe like end of March or early April, we should try to reconvene.
Yeah, I'll have them all
Steward,
come
because-
in and then,
Yeah, because if we were to do work, it maybe, because I'm betting this summer's going to be a hot one. From some things I've read. But at any rate, if we could do early, late spring, well, could do it now even with.
Early, late, what does that mean?
Next week or week
Next week or
it's gonna be
week
like
after.
6
yeah,
weeks.
I
Right in the
can,
middle.
I will see
Spring.
how the agenda's looking for next
Yeah.
meeting, or get them to come in, and then, like I said, I'll order those blazes. I just could figure out how to set up the company with accounting, and I'll order those, so those are in by sometime next month.
Yeah.
Double check the colors of the trails too, because I know it's red. I think it's red and blue. I think the only two colors are out there is red and blue.
Yeah.
These were,
How many times I walked out there? I couldn't even begin to tell you what the color they are.
Yeah, I know. I can't either. And I have 100 times. I've had several times, and I can't remember.
those were some people that also had expressed some
Okay.
interest. But yeah, if we tried to get that going back in April.
Yes, I will send those. I will
George
send
would
an email
leave.
out next week to them all,
Yeah.
and I will order those.
The moment you send an email out, and that would be good if you did sooner rather than later, because the moment you send that email out, we're gonna get 2 feet of snow.
I hope so.
So,
Yeah, next week it's gonna go from 2 for wind chill on Sunday to 50 on Monday. I'll send the email out and we'll just get snow.
and then we'll get
And-
snow.
Anything else?
We did.
So before you, the plastic things you were talking about, how many of those you need?
I don't know. I gotta see how much they cost. Because because this company, the company that I found, and they do wonderful things, and I gotta see where DPW, where they got their rain garden signs, because this company does the same type of signage where it's like a plastic, detailed, like this is a rain garden, it's what you find in it. And I love some of those, they look really nice. So I just gotta see which company DPW uses and see if they're cheaper, because then they're already set up in our system and that's easy. But this one, I have to request a quote from them. I can't, they don't just tell you how much it is, which makes me nervous, because they do look very nice. Like those are tree identification ones too. It's like, oh, that's fun if you could put that on a tree. So you're like, and this is how you identify it. Like some of those things are fun, but I don't know how expensive they are.
I'm just thinking of the trail committee that we got, right?
Yeah.
Like if there's not too many of them, with all the scattered about logs and stuff, couldn't we just make something?
Again, we could probably
plastic?
just make some. I mean, that's the other thing too. Is there anyone crafty enough that could just make something? So I'm saying if we can start with just reblazing some of the trails, that's the main thing, and then from there.
Yeah, I mean, I think the blazes, you probably, you're gonna need the color and stuff, but I'm thinking if you just need a sign that just says, pond that way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what they already have, and those are wooden ones. That's what I'm saying. Those tend to rot away. The paint fades. Not that I want to see it putting plastic on the trail, but like those aren't going to have that same detriment.
Yeah. Again, maybe a Boy Scout thingy again. We always throw it out there.
No, I'll never get an Eagle Scout come my way to ask for anything.
We had a period where they were coming every year for a while.
Because, oh man, I run a project we could do down at Pine Meadow. I could just give them a list. We got benches, we got signage, we got
Now they don't like us anymore.
docks they can put over at
Yeah.
Peroni Park for me. I mean, I have a bunch of stuff I could have them do. They don't come.
Thinkers.
Maybe we just don't have any. I don't know.
Maybe.
So one thing we could add to that meeting with Robert, he's next time,
Yeah, it should be.
is the Flanagan Pond access.
That was another one that we did. Yeah, I brought that up to him too. So yeah, and I said that you probably would mention it. So that was the other one. So yeah, we're gonna do that one too. So I will make sure I email him next week about meeting again prior to our meeting on the 14th.
Oh, and CPC's public hearing on the request for funding to purchase 71 Sandy
the
Pond
6th,
Road
right?
is, yeah, it's the 6th as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
speaking of which, did you see it today?
No.
It's gone.
The houses?
Yep, it's gone. They tore it
I
down.
drove right by it. I didn't even notice.
I didn't go by that area because they were
I saw they were
working
tearing
on
down. I go, they didn't put any erosion controls up. Oh, well, they should be fine. It was in the. That's okay.
If it is purchased, like, what do they want to do with it?
That's the question.
They can add in some parking, but Beth Sudemeyer did have a great idea of consider the capacity of the beach itself before you add in infinite
More parking.
Right.
Yeah.
It could use some parking, but don't overdo it because you don't want the beach.
Oh, and I'm like, oh yeah.
A pavilion, picnic tables. It's a lot of ideas are being floated.
Yeah.
Across.
Shuffle.
It's more. I think the idea right now.
Walking over to the picnic.
DPW is going to be redoing that intersection in their whole project to do the sidewalk.
The complete streets. Yep.
Improving it. And they're considering, I think they've considered reducing the speed limit in that area to 20 miles per hour because it's a safety zone.
Yep.
And right now, which I particularly like, is you coming from the schoolhouse, turning on Sandy Pond Road, turning on to Snake Hill. It's got a nice curve to it, so you can just glide around that. And I think they want to square that intersection, which would give a little more land to
Oh, see, you gotta slow down more.
Yeah.
I'll be going right over the curb.
Yeah.
The whole point of the,
Facebook page will be talking about that.
the going to CPC
Like
for
a
the
couple
money.
boulders will take care of that. I love boulders.
When Robert mentioned this whole thing, I can't remember what meeting it was at, with the acquisition of the land, it is more or less CPC for the money, and then put the warrant article out, see if anyone, if there's actually interest from the town to actually purchase it, and then come up with a plan on what to do with it. There's no point of coming up with a plan of what to do with it if the town's like, we don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they had a few.
So there's lots of
conceptual-
ideas, but to actually have it narrowed down
Yeah.
without, that's the whole, and it makes sense. It's better to see if there's interest in the property itself before making up a plan for what to do with it.
Interest from who?
The town,
It's a good price tag.
yeah, it's a decent
I thought
chunk of
that's
money.
the whole reason the CPC is doing this, is because there is interest from the town. What am I missing?
Well, but town meeting has to approve it. Any use of
Yeah,
CPC.
there's interest from the
funds.
town hall, those that work here. There's interest in CPC, people sit on boards for it, but is there an interest from the entire town to buy it?
Yeah,
At that cost.
because
Yeah.
any use of CPC money always, even if the board approves pushing it forward, it's to town meeting.
Town meeting
vote.
for approve it, yeah.
So,
It's your money. Do you want to now say the town owns this?
it
Type of
is,
Let's take the money and just use it so that we don't have a sewer tax. How's that? Stormwater tax, whatever you want to call it.
stormwater utility.
That's not how that works though. CPC can't be used for that.
There you go.
And that would
Let's
last.
figure that out.
That would cover that cost for about a year.
Not even.
Not even.
No.
Whereas purchasing this property would be, if the town agreed, it would be a forever acquisition.
Yeah.
Right. It's either it's saved or it's gone
Yeah. So,
for good.
And then if the town did buy it and then like 20 years didn't need it, just think of the property value would be at that point, how much money the town would make.
yeah.
It's a lot of money
I
though.
think it has to get a restriction on it, though.
Yeah, it would have to get a restriction.
Then you'd have to go to the state legislature.
Yes, it would.
Who knows what the state legislature would do at that point?
I don't know, maybe I'll be on it at that point.
40B.
Anything else? Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed nay?
Eight.
We are adjourned.